local nonprofit that is really near and dear to my heart, right? Let me tell you about a little ministry that I love. A care ministry devoted to loving God's people in central New Jersey. What makes a house a home? Come with me on this journey through the life of a wooden bed set and the hearts it has touched. Picture a young woman walking into her new room. Her husband and newborn daughter are playing with her, new to her, dollhouse. As the woman hears her daughter's laughs, she holds back a tear as she remembers her traumatic past. As she walks around her new bed set, she places her hand on the wood. Her heart becomes filled with gratitude and she has a thought. This will be with my family for generations. She thinks back to earlier that night when it was first revealed to her. The kind volunteers of Hearts and Homes could barely contain their excitement as they made way for her. They've just spent hours in her public appointed housing, transforming it into a beautiful home. It was a labor of love as they lugged 3 rooms full of furniture up 3 flights of narrow stairs. No complaints found here, after all. This is what these volunteers love to do. It's why they decided to spend 8 hours on a Saturday serving instead of relaxing. They're most excited about this bed set, though. They're reminded that earlier that day they were told the story of the family they were serving. The young woman was forced to flee with her husband from the only country they've ever known as home. They spent 6 months living in tents in conditions that, shall I say, were less than pleasant. Oh, and did I mention that during this voyage, the young woman was 6 months pregnant? So to give this young family the gift of a bed gave our volunteers an extra push, as well as plenty of tears shed. But what's most special about this particular bed set is the transformation it endured. When the crew chief was unloading it, he noted what a wonderful job the upcycle team did to get it restored. He remembered the state it was in when he first picked it up. It came from a beautiful family just north of Cranberry. The bed set belonged to the donor's parents. The reason for their donation had to do with her father's recent passing. The pickup team shared their own experiences with this proceeding. Their shared grief created a bond, and as the team looked at the family's donation, they assured them that it would be handled with the utmost admiration. They told them that it will always be treated with love, and when it reached its final destination, the bed set will be a part of a new family's generation. As she took some time to say goodbye, a barrage of memories came flooding through her mind. She remembered a conversation she had with her father just after her mother had passed. She told him that it was time for him to move into her home, so he'd no longer be alone. Her father was a good man. He had spent the previous year taking care of his ailing wife. He politely declined his daughter's offer by simply saying, "I'm not alone. I can still feel your mother. This is our home, where we raised our family. I cannot just leave it." Memories of their life together began to fill his heart. A single tear runs down his cheek as he holds onto the wood of his bed set and he's brought back to the moment it all began. The happy couple emerged from a courthouse as man and wife. Their next stop was to a furniture store in the city. They needed to make some purchases for their new life. The young wife immediately falls in love with this handcrafted wood bed set. She tells her hubby, "This is it." She sees the reluctance on his face due to the price and knows just what to say. "You see an expensive bed set, but I see the start of our family. I see our children eagerly awaiting us on Christmas Day. I see every tear, every scream for joy. You see a bed set. I see the makings of a home. Just trust me, and I promise you, this will be with our family for generations." This was the story of one bed set. It may be furniture to you, but to the people of Hearts and Homes, every piece of furniture has a history. The fine people of this little ministry act as historians, not just collecting these stories, but restoring their glory.
Yeah.
Because what has been damaged and forgotten can always be given life anew. And that's what we do here at Hearts and Homes. We furnish fresh starts by taking things that have been tossed aside and looking at them from a different worldview. I know that this ministry brings about an emotional response to anyone who hears. Here at Hearts and Homes, we like to say, we're in the business of happy tears. Let's get to work.